You said action?
I've said action.
You've said action, alright, we're going. I'm Cam.
I'm Lev.
Welcome to Beer Days TV. We make up 2/3 of the Beer Days group. Paddy, our mate, couldn't be here tonight, but we're ready to taste some beers. What are we tasting tonight, Lepa?
Tonight will be a start on the dark. We're going to try some stouts.
Oof, excellent. Only another kind of month probably of stout drinking time left before it heats up too much, I reckon.
I think so.
Yeah. Do you want to kick
Start
it
off? Yes, I have
Why not?
brought something that I know that's a favourite of Cam's. This beer here. I am not much of a stout drinker, however,
Oh, it is.
I think the Coopers
I saw the yellow top, I was thinking it would be.
is definitely one of those stouts that, as not being a stout drinker, I would drink.
Sensational. And it's a good hearty stout beer too. It's not, you're not mucking around really with Cooper Stout, are you?
No, not at all.
Beer, gentlemen. Pour a brother first.
I will pour you first.
That'll do me. Thank you. Let's not forget this is our 5th take, so we need to probably make them smaller as we go.
Cheers.
Cheers, my mate. Well done. Oh, it's just a good beer, isn't it?
It is a good beer.
I got a story that I'd like to tell you later about the first time that I ever had Cooper Stout, and this is what really made me fall in love with stout overall, I would say. And I was working on this boat over in WA, and the captain of the boat had a little bit of an alcohol problem, and his normal choice of booze wasn't something that I would normally go for, and they were tins of bourbon and cola. And he before he would start getting onto the tins and bourbon and cola, after we get off the boat from a hard day's work, he'd sit down and he'd treat himself to a 6-pack of Cooper's Stout, and these were very special to him. He was pretty keen to get into his Cooper's Stout, and I remember it took about a week until we got off the boat, and he said, "Cam, I'm gonna share one of these with you," and he gave me one of his Cooper's Stouts, and I'd probably say it was the equivalent of, for this fella, of actually giving me one of his children. So it was a bit of a bonding moment. We sat back, and I've got to say, it was one of the first stouts I've had. It was probably 10 or 12 years ago. I knocked this back and went, that is a sensational beer, and it's always had a bit of a special place in my heart. What do you think about it?
I think it's a chunky child.
You're not mucking around when you're drinking Cooper Stout, are you?
No, I think the name is aptly titled as the best extra stout. I think that is one of the greatest dark beers that I've tried.
Yeah, it's got plenty of flavour. You know that you're drinking a stout, which I reckon is what you want. If you're drinking stout, you want to actually know that you're drinking a beer.
Yeah.
You know, it's generally probably the fireplace is on, something like that. You might be, you know, cuddling up with your missus. I know that she always likes when you're getting on the stouts.
You've had 20 beers, you've had 10 rums, and you want something to really darken your taste.
Darken your taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4 in the
I don't know if we're
morning.
going to win the Responsible Service of Alcohol award for that one, but anyway, let's knock this back, and then I've got a little special treat. Of course you are.
And what have you brought for us, Cameron?
So today I brought this beer, and I've given you a little taste of this about 2 weeks ago, and I've got to say this is my favourite beer of the time at the moment. So Mad Breweries, which is produced by the Malt Shovel Brewery Company, and they have produced this Stout Noir, which I think is just unbelievable. I picked this up the other day. Of course, I'm a gentleman. And picked this up on the other day on the way home from work, as I'm like to do. Dropped in at the bottle shop to pick up a beer, and I quite often just go in a bottle shop and try and pick up something that I haven't tasted before. And so I got the Stout Noir, which I think is a Chuck Hahn beer, but I'm not positive. I think he's involved with Malt Shovel. If it is Chuck Hahn, you're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much. I've got like a ranking system, and the way that I generally rank things is that it starts with my daughter, my firstborn child up here, and not too far below that is my wife, who is behind the camera as we speak. right now. Don't quite over their chuckles. And this beer just rates somewhere in between the two of those.
6.64, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. God, let's give it a go.
I was could hardly wait.
It is such a good beer. It is as smooth as you're ever going to get with a dark beer, I reckon, but still being able to have a massive amount of flavour.
Yep, I agree, and I think that one right there has a much harsher edge to it, and this one here has a very soft but still strong stout.
Yeah, definitely. But there's times when you want a Coopers. There's times when you want someone just to give you a little bit of a tap of the jaw, you know. But then that's the kind of beer that you want to take home to meet your mother, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, that's the one that you want behind you when security tell you can't come back in the door.
It is a much more chunky beer. That's probably the 5.8, and that's
your big fella up the front.
He's playing hooker, isn't he?
He's 1, 2, or 3.
Anyway, well, there are our two favourite stouts. There's plenty more to come, and actually. We've got a lot more beers to taste over the next coming weeks, so let's see if we can find a better stout in amongst the mix. Cheers.
Cheers.
Again. Hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Beer Days TV. All the best.
We'll see you soon.
And yeah.